Hi, my name is Becky Blake, founder of CreatingSuperKids.com. Do you have a child with autism or sensory processing disorder or brain damage or developmental delays? Or guess what? The program that I have literally works with anybody with a brain, a body, and a nervous system. It's a scientifically based program that literally gets to the root cause of your child's issues and struggles. So if your child is nonverbal or has issues with speech, does your child have issues with social skills? Or how about sensory overload? Can they not go into a crowded room without having tantrums and meltdowns? My program literally gets to the root cause. My program literally gets to what is causing your child to have those struggles and issues. If it's eating, if it's sleeping, if it's behavior. My program literally integrates and organizes the brain and body. It gets your brain and body into, it's called neuroplasticity, the right state so it can actually heal itself. But then we boost it up with some fabulous activities. So what it is, my program is different than all of the other programs. It's pulling in lots of different approaches that work and have continued to work. So when my son was 3, nonverbal, mentally retarded, brain damaged, at least that's what he was labeled with, I became a mom on a mission in order to help my son have the most compelling future possible. So there was a lot of great things that I learned. I learned that sign language is great to help your child talk, that there are some really simple ways to get your child to learn how to play appropriately with toys and to also increase attention span. So I'm going to show you one of the activities that I do in my program, CreatingSuperKids.com. In my program, there's a simple activity. Well, it's a system, and the system is called Tabletop Toys. So I've taken a few other of the programs, put them together, and I'm able to help children learn how to play appropriately with toys. So if your child sees another child playing with a toy, they can go over and engage with that child because they understand and know how to play with that toy. So there's also a social skills component to it as well. So your child needs to learn beginning, middle, and end, and they need to learn how to play appropriately with toys. So we're going to pare it down. So I'm going to show you one of the activities that's in my tabletop toy system on getting your child to be able to learn how to play appropriately and to increase their attention span 20 minutes within the first couple days. Amazing. It's worked every time for the last 15 years. So this is just a simple little toy. It's Oreos matching middles, and I've added a little bit to it. So what this is, it's a cookie jar. Inside the cookie jar are some cookies. They look real, so a lot of our kids like this because anytime our children see anything real in life, they like to play with it. So it's an Oreo cookie, and what it is, it's a shape sorter. So inside are cookie shapes. And what I've done is, so you take about 2 cookies to start with, and you have the cookie jar. And what I've done into the cookie jar is create a slot on top. So what you want your child to do, this is all about developmental technology and scaffolding. We want our children to learn how to play by simple things, and then their brains will pick up and get a little bit more complicated. So what we're going to do is you're going to just set out a couple of the cookies not together, and all we ask our child to do is to put the cookie inside the cookie jar. So they start with just one-on-one. The second piece of this program, so after a couple days, and you start small, we want our kids to stop before they're ready to stop. So next time they see it, they're like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited to play with that toy again. So all of a sudden they start with 2 cookies, and then the next time there's 4 cookies. So they're putting cookies in, putting cookies in, and it's really interesting. You can change the way the top is. So one time the top is like this, and they're having to put it in this way, then you change it like this. They're still trying to put it in this way, and then they have to figure out, I have to turn the cookie to put it in this way. This is all developmental scaffolding. It's amazing. And then we want our child, so once a couple days after they've already put this in a couple times, now you're going to give them cookies that are together. So the second piece of this program is, now we want them to take the cookies, take them apart, and then put them in. So again, you start with 2 cookies and then work up to like 6 cookies. Once they get it, the next part is we're going to give them a couple cookies. Now we want them to match the cookies. So one of the cookies is actually a circle. So we want to start with the circle because we want them to have high successes and high celebrations. So if they can do it right away, they're like, yes, I did it. And then we want them to be putting it in. The way I've made the cookie jar and the slot is when you do 1 cookie, it's pretty easy to put in. It just goes in, there's a little bit of a push, a little bit of resistance. So this is actually working on muscle tone and fine motor skills. The second piece is once we get the cookie, we put it together, now we want to put it in, it's harder to push in. to now they're actually using muscle tone. And after a while, you can play games with it. You can play stacking games with it. You can play matching games with it. You can play like concentration, try to find the matching pieces with it. So it's an absolutely fabulous toy. All the things in my program are kid tested, kid approved. This is one of the toys. Literally, I've had this toy for about 15 years. Not this one, I've gone through quite a few of them, and I actually give them away with the families that I work with. But this is just part of the tabletop toy system. So I have systems in my program that get kids playing, that builds their concentration, I have a system to get your child talking. I have a system to get your child potty trained within 2 weeks. I have a system to get your child eating better, sleeping better. I have systems. So whatever it is, whatever struggles and issues your child has, we can work on that together. I have been doing this for over 22 years. My son is now 22. He's doing absolutely fabulous. He's a tax-paying contributor to society, making happy, healthy choices. He loves his job. He's highly capable. It's amazing the changes that he's made, and it's amazing how easy it is. My program is easy, it's fun, there's lots of movement, dancing involved, and it's just a whole brain body based program that helps all our children reach their true potential. So if you're worried about your child's future, you do not need to worry anymore. You can call me at 206-678-4353. You can email me at Becky@creatingsuperkids.com. We can start helping you work with your child today.